Okay, here we are on another exciting adventure of how to operate the sim lab. So you can see I've started the LEAP software on this computer, but there are no mannequins visible. All the mannequins are turned off. But there may be some circumstances where you want to use a computer in a classroom, maybe connect it and just project it, or whatever reason, maybe the mannequin's not working and you're just gonna make vital signs appear and live with it that day. You can start a virtual simulator. So if you click on this, and it gives you a variety of mannequins to choose from. Most of the adult ones, they're all gonna be fairly the same, and you're gonna be altering vital signs. So I usually just start with the typical sim man. And again, if you're running this with a vital signs monitor, you'd wanna start the vital signs monitor application. And I'm gonna run it in manual mode. And I'm gonna choose a healthy patient for no particular reason. And once it starts, I'm just gonna show you very quickly how easy it is to manipulate vital signs of the mannequins. So this is honestly, this software is very, very easy to manipulate. The best way to change any of these things is simply to click on the vital sign you want to change. So let's say I want to change the cardiac rhythm, and no more sinus rhythm for you, sir. We're going to put you in 3rd degree AV block. And you can change the heart rate here. With others, you can actually add extra systoles and things like that. If you wanted to, you could add artifact. Most of the time this just confuses students, so I mean, you can if you wish. Click OK, and all of a sudden he is in 3rd degree block. Now you'll notice none of his other vital signs changed. So unlike humans, when he goes into 3rd degree block, that's all that happens, and you can see his heart rate is still pretty close to 80. So click on the heart rate, and this is more a typical 3rd degree block now. It's down to 38 a minute. And I'm sure he wouldn't be satting well with that, so we're gonna change his sats. And watch what I do here. So sats are 98. I'm gonna make him very short of breath by turning his sats down to 82. Actually, we have to change his respiratory rate too. But I'm also gonna click on transition time. So I want him to go down to 82, but not immediately. 98 to 82, that's a bit of a plunge, bit of a challenge for the average student. So I'm gonna make it happen over 3 minutes. And down here you'll see for this particular vital sign, you can set where his cyanosis starts. So if you wanted your patient to be unusually good with hypoxia, you could make his cyanosis start at a lower value, I guess. And you can also click function, and this will change sort of how it progresses. So the default is a straight line. This will happen linearly over 3 minutes. But if you wanted it to sort of sneak up on them and then sort of crescendo and crash down, you might choose that function. So you click on OK, and we'll see as we change the other vital signs that over about 3 minutes, this is going to change. Now, I'm making him hypoxic over 3 minutes. Maybe I'll also make him more short of breath over 3 minutes. So I'm going to have his respiratory rate go up to 28. And I'm also going to choose 3 minutes for that. Or maybe I'll make it lag behind a bit. I'll make it, 5 minutes for that. And again, you could choose the function on that. Similarly, end tidal, you can change values on that. End tidal, you can also change the waveform a bit. So you can make it a bit more shark-finned, if your patient's pathology sort of lends itself to that. You can change inspiration as well. Whatever you wish. And that's just an apply. That doesn't happen over a period of time, unfortunately. Blood pressure, same sort of thing. So we can make his blood pressure dip, because that would be consistent with 3rd degree block for sure. And we can make that even happen very quickly, perhaps. All of these things, for them to appear on the monitor that you've activated on the wall, you have to manually enable this. So you do that by clicking each vital sign in turn. So if they put the end tidal probe on, nasal end tidal on, you can click that. SpO2 is usually one of the first things they put on. I definitely avoid putting ECGs up there only because if they are hooking the patient onto an actual cardiac monitor and then we show them an ECG on another screen, it really tends to confuse them. If it looks at all different, what happens is they like, am I looking at this or that? They're different. No, they're not, sir. They just look different because they're on different monitors. If you wanted to project a 12 lead, you click on this and it will show up on the cardiac monitor, and then temperature, which you can also alter here, as you can see. So let's say our patient goes on oxygen. We obviously want the sats to go up. So maybe they're at 90 now. We want them to go up to 95. And maybe I want that to happen over 2 minutes. So what you'll notice here, if this is all you do, is that the sats will kind of stay with the two changes we've made equivocal. So what we really have to do here is investigate what we've done before if we're changing all this manually. And to do that, we go into trends. So you can see that what I did before is still showing here. I made his SpO2 go down 16. I made his respiratory rate climb by 16. And his SpO2 also has an opposing trend now to put it up by 7. So if you make a vital sign decrease and they miraculously intervene to save it, and you don't want that to decrease anymore, for instance, let's say I'm fine with his respirations now, you can either pause the trend here. If you want to see, I think they're intervening well, maybe we'll see how it goes, but you can enable it if they make a mistake and continue to make it worse. Or you can simply click the X and cancel the trend. And that, my friends, is pretty much the way that we manipulate 99% of what goes on with the mannequin's vital signs in the sim lab. All right, thank you.